created by Myron Golden, called Wealth Mastery Secrets. And one of the things he talks about in the presentation is about how people have an aversion to money because they believe that money is the root of all evil. And I was thinking about that and had some interesting thoughts that I thought I would share with you today. First of all, of course, this idea that money is the root of all evil is a misquote of a Bible verse where Jesus said that the love of money is the root of all evil. And in fact, the word "all" in that case means all sorts of, all kinds of. It doesn't mean all that exist, all to the exclusion of none, right? So it's more like the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Okay, and we know that, the love of money is the root of some kinds of evil, like theft and murder and covetousness and that kind of thing, right? That's self-evident. But I also want to go over something else, which is that, another verse in the Bible says that the blessing of the Lord maketh rich. So, if money is so bad, why would God make people rich with it? And why shouldn't we love it? Well, it seems like a little bit of a contradiction, but I wanted to address that because I think I've at least somewhat got it figured out. Now, the love of money is the root of all evil, but also, this is what I want to add. I think also I would submit that the love of money also makes you less likely to actually get money. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. Now, the first thing I think of when I think of the love of money is rap music, rap videos. I mean, if you ever watch rap videos, they're all about bragging about how much money they have and showing off their fancy bling bling, and if you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home, right? So they're completely obsessed with money, and at the same time, the people who listen to rap are, generally speaking, the poorest people in society. Why is that? I don't think that's a coincidence. Okay, now to be fair, right? The people that are making the rap videos, this is a clever marketing tactic on their part. So I'm not holding that against them. It works, right? But for the people that are buying into this philosophy, the people that are purchasing the albums, that are making this their life motto, these are the people that are having trouble. And there's a shop in Tampa I found a few years ago that sells rims, those fancy rims that they put on their cars, like with the big wheels and whatnot. And they're expensive. They're like in the thousands of dollars for these things. And they sell them on payment plans, which I thought was so ironic. That, I mean, the whole reason that you would get these fancy rims is to show off to everybody how rich you are. Right? You're showing off to everybody how rich you are, but you can't even afford the full thing. You're getting it on a payment plan. So you're basically you're spending a whole bunch of money that you don't have. You're going into debt so that you can look rich to other people. That's the problem with the love of money. And I realize I'm picking on black culture here, and that's kind of politically incorrect. So if you're offended, I'm not sorry. But white people do this too, right? Like a guy with an average salary goes out and buys a BMW on a payment plan where he can, he spends every bit of his disposable income on this car, and then he spends 10 hours a week washing it and carefully taking care of it, right? He could be using that, he could have used that money for a business opportunity or for buying a training course that would have actually made him money, and he could have used all that time that he's wasting washing his precious car with actually making money, right? With setting up business systems, with learning the sort of things that actually make you money. So in both of these cases, with the rims on the payment plan or the BMW on the payment plan, the people who love money the most are the ones who are least likely to make it, because their love of money gets in the way of the opportunities to get money. Also, people who love money have difficulty giving up their money, right? So if somebody offers a once in a lifetime opportunity for a business or a training that will make them a lot of money, they have a very hard time handing that money over that they need to invest. It's hard to invest if you love money too much. And these people also have a hard time realizing that there are things that are much more valuable than money, such as time, for example. So if you can save $10 with 3 hours of work, is it worth it? I mean, to them maybe it is, right? Because they love money so much that they're willing to sacrifice a lot of their own time for a little bit of money. Or they're willing to spend a lot of their time working for a little bit of somebody else's money, to use one of Myron's phrases. So that's what I wanted to say. I thought that it's kind of a paradox, but something that I believe to be the case, that the more you love money, chances are you're probably going to have a hard time getting it. And and another reason I was going to say is because the more you love money, well, this is tangentially related, let's say, but the more you focus on yourself, the more difficult you're going to find it to sell anything to anyone. And I know a guy who, God bless his heart, he tries really hard to hit these entrepreneurial ventures, but it's just abundantly obvious that he does not bother to think about anybody else's wants or needs. Everything is just, here, let me send you this giant block of sales copy gobbledygook and hope that it makes you buy. It just, the problem with people who think about themselves is that they're never going to be very convincing to other people. Other people spend money on something because they want it for themselves. They want it for their own reasons. And in order to be any good at sales, in order to be able to provide, to make money from other people, you have to provide them a value in excess of the money that they're giving you. And if you're completely focused on yourself and getting money yourself, and you can't focus on the other person, then you are going to have a very, very difficult time, and you're probably never going to make very much money. But anyway, that's all I got to say. If you have any comments or additions or ideas, let me know.